Yo, what's going on? You are now tuned in to the Inside Wolves podcast, your home for entertainment, enlightenment, where we discuss and give our takes on what's going on in not only music, entertainment, general news, and everything pop culture. Make sure you subscribe, share.
Yes, sir. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? It is the day. You know what I mean? We got a very, very, very special guest here today, man. Somebody that personally, you know what I'm saying, I grew up with the guy, man. He's a great man. I heard, you know what I'm saying? Hell of a writer, man. He's a news editor at Shaq News. Okay, once again, that's at Shaq News. So go ahead and follow them. Twitter, IG. He's a BSU alumni. You know the boy. He's a, you know what I'm saying, HBCU grad. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Hoorah.
Verified on Twitter 3 times. And I said 1, 2, thrice time E3 guest. My man, Mr. Donovan Erskine. What's going on, man?
What's up, Jaden? How you boys doing? That's probably the nicest intro I've ever got doing anything anywhere.
Hey, man. I'm always big you up, man. I got you, man.
How you doing, Dom? How you feeling, man?
I'm doing pretty well, fellas. Kind of just been in a steady flow, just working, trying to take care of myself. Just like everybody is, but nothing too crazy going on.
And for the people, you know what I'm saying, finding out about yourself, go ahead, give a little bit about what you do currently.
Yeah, I'm an editor. I write for a gaming website, as Javen had alluded to up top, or mentioned, shacknews.com. Been with them for several years, like 5 years as an intern. Writing for them full time last couple of years. Write gaming news, reviews, do a lot of coverage, events when there are some pre-pandemic that's just starting to become a thing again. I do guides, pretty much a little bit of everything in that space.
Okay. Just overall writing for the gaming for Shaq News, right there. The
my ass off.
So what we're gonna do right there is take it back a little bit, and we're gonna ask you what upbringing, childhood, coming up.
Cali.
You know what I'm saying? What was that like for you? What was your life like growing up? How did you find the love towards what you're going towards now?
Yeah, it's funny. Quinn and Javen, I guess it's an inside joke with us now, but I always told y'all, like, I grew up in Glen Burnie.
All right, okay. Okay. We do that.
Hey, man, it's DB from GB.
I'm saying.
I'm an Anne Arundel County guy. I lived Southern Maryland till I was about 10 years old. Moved out here to Harford County, where I met you, awesome gentlemen. But I was always into video games, like most of us were as a kid. Whether it was like Pokemon Emerald, Halo 2, stuff like that. I used to play at 7, 8 years old. Always loved doing it. And it wasn't until like middle school, high school, and I'm sure we've all heard this from our parents, like, man, you're not gonna turn it into a job. What are you gonna do with that? Like, how's that making you money? Stuff like that. And I don't know. I always had a penchant for writing. I like writing in class and stuff. And when I thought I was like, I could take thing 1 and thing 2 is a way I can combine those. That's a job that exists. I don't know if y'all remember like G4, watching X.
Oh yeah, I definitely remember. Yeah. Oh yeah.
They'd be on TV, like sitting under palm trees, talking to developers. They got people in consoles. Like, I want to do that shit. Like, I don't know what that's called or how they do it, but I would read IGN, stuff like that. And it wasn't until right after we had graduated from high school in 2016, I went to New York Comic Con. I bought a badge. It was like a Thursday $50 badge. I caught a mega bust in New York City. And there was a writer there, worked at IGN. She's long gone at this point. Her name's Lana Pierce. She was at a panel. And I went to that panel because I knew she was going to be there. Afterwards, I talked to her and I was like, I really want to get into the game industry. I know it's very competitive. Everybody wants to do it. It's like a dream to write about video games. And she just gave me some sage advice. She was like, you got to start off small. People that want to do it, they think that they're just going to apply to IGN and walk out to LA or San Francisco, be at the top. She's like, it's not really how it works. So I remember I went back to Bowie State and I spent like a whole weekend just finding every gaming outlet I could discover on the internet, going to their About Us page, finding different CEOs, editors in chiefs, getting contact emails, phone numbers. And just sending out emails, tweets like, hey, like, I would love to write for you. I'm in college. You don't have to pay me. Give me corn chips. I don't give a shit. Like, let me please write. let me get like experience writing for your website, just so that when I come out of college, like, I have something to show for my skills. And I was lucky enough, and I do say luck, because I think there's a little bit of luck factored in, that I stumbled upon Shaq News. And my CEO, Asif Khan, he was like, yeah, we'll chat. A couple weeks went by. We got on the phone. We pretty much agreed I'd come on as an intern, write like a little news story here and there on the weekends, nothing crazy. And really, the rest is history. That was 2017. I graduated from college 2020. Went on full time. Been there the last couple of years. Covered so many games, written reviews, gone to like E3, Comic-Con, PAX, all sorts of stuff, and love working with those folks. So that's where I'm at now.
That's a lot of dedication.
It's amazing.
No,
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
for real. That's a lot of
Hell yeah.
dedication. That's a lot more work than a lot of people would do for a lot of their so-called dream jobs.
I'm about to
right
say,
there.
yo, listen,
Go ahead
listen, man. You always hear about how the rappers back in the day was rushing into the, the radio stations to get their shit on the radio.
Yeah.
Like, that's exactly
Yeah.
what that reminded me of. He said, yeah, I was sending out emails, but look, that's how you got to do it, man. You got to network. You know what I'm saying? So I love
No,
it,
yeah.
man.
I
love
actually
it.
had a question as well. Since something like you were talking about, you always had a real pull towards writing, and like you said, I've known you for a while as well, and I know you're a big sports guy. Would you have done any kind of journalism, or is it just specifically gaming that you were like, it's gaming or bust on this? I'm just gonna go ahead.
Yeah, it's funny you
said,
asked that because I had a thing. No, because I actually really was into sports, like journalism and media. And it's funny, I shouldn't even say this, but if you like dig on the internet, there's still videos of me when I would cover like a little rec sports, like 13U, 14U, and I'm sitting there with like a fedora on.
Yeah, what was that called?
Man.
Some stuff my parents dragged me into when I told them I like writing. But no, I did. I wasn't into the sports journalism thing, and I considered trying to pursue a career in that. Yeah, I know. I didn't put that out in the universe.
We gonna find that. We gonna find that.
But it was in high school and I was thinking like I love sports journalism, but you watch like ESPN or Fox Sports, CBS, NFL Network, and like half of those panels at this point, the majority of them, it's former players, right? You look at like Shaq, Charles Barkley, even like Paul Pierce and whatnot, and they're great at what they do. But I was at the point where I was like, I don't know if I want to invest 4 years in college just for like LeBron James to take my job or beat me out as a candidate.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah,
hey, that's a cool outlook. I never thought about that.
I was like, the pool's getting smaller. I mean, again, I have nothing against it. I personally would probably rather listen to former players, but if that's only like 1 in every 5 roles, getting filled that way, I was like, I might be playing myself into a corner here. So that's why I kind of lean towards the gaming thing.
I would say that, and hell, you probably mess around and end up becoming the new Molly on some show. They'll throw you in that curator spot. But then also outside of that too, like you were just talking about, they had a lot of previous professional athletes on there as well. A lot of people who aren't even in that field as well. From my understanding, their opinions, unless they've been doing it for decades, their opinions are like kind of tossed in with the rest of our Twitter fingers anyway, because they ain't played the sport on that level regardless. So
we've all heard it. We've all heard it.
Yeah.
You go argue with an athlete, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, you don't play sports, you don't play basketball, you ain't play football."
Yeah, it
so
always
it's
comes
like,
down
right.
to that. Down to that.
It comes down to
down
you
to
never
that.
did it, so there's no possible way you could have any better insight than I. But
that's every argument ever made. It always get real when somebody start bringing up real life. We're like, but do you do it in real life though? My life is better than yours. Yeah, like
not even it's an inside drink, but to bring it to the masses, I'm saying that research paper, that thesis that's been being written for I've been going on like a decade now, probably a decade-long thesis of the theory of the L. The theory of the L. Yeah, exactly. The psychology of the L. When a guy, especially specifically a black man in particular, takes that L, there's something in there that splits. It is just like, fuck everything. Now I'm about to just violate. I'm about to violate everybody.
Why looking like, yeah, about my last L.
No.
I remember that shit. Oh, you know? I was like, you don't take L's. Okay.
I ain't say that.
We gonna see when the playoffs start.
They're right around.
Brooklyn, your favorite team?
They're right around the corner.
Are you a Brooklyn fan?
I'm a KD.
Look at it.
Let me just start my statement with one thing. I never called myself a fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really, I'm just not that one of those people. But anywho, Kevin Durant is my favorite player. He just so happens to play for the Nets. And they just so happened to beat Philly like a week ago. But I mean, this is neither here nor there. But it is what it is. Like I said, playoffs are right around the corner, man.
I
And
just
Right
want
around the corner.
hey, look,
yeah,
man, listen,
go ahead,
listen.
Dion.
That's
Go
cool
ahead.
and everything. Now we just, I definitely do want to, get it back to Donovan because ain't you a Bulls fan? I thought I saw you laughing.
Well, no, I wasn't. I was gonna say I really should.
I thought I saw you laughing.
Right, yeah,
He said, I thought I
yeah,
saw you laughing.
yeah.
Oh
You know what I'm
man,
saying?
I
But
well,
nah,
you
but
we asked
pulled my
this.
card.
We asked this before, and hopefully by the time this, you know what I'm saying, goes out there, there won't be too much time that have passed. So let's ask you, what is your playoff prediction? Finals, who's in there, and how many games is it going?
You know, it might be a boring pick, but I really do think that Phoenix is coming to get it back in blood. I don't know. They're
Okay.
balling
That's
out. They're
respectable.
balling out of
Yeah.
their minds
Yeah,
right now.
that-
I mean,
That's
I'm
respectable.
a Bulls fan, but I can't in good faith say that I see them holding any type of trophy at the end of the season. I'll be happy if they make it out the first round. To be honest, yeah, that's fine, bro. So yeah, if I had to put money on it, I think Phoenix might be coming back for it this year, or Milwaukee could always repeat. That wouldn't shock me either.
Yeah, that's literally what I said as well yesterday as well. I was like, I think it's a rematch of last year's finals is probably about to happen.
Yeah,
But that's just my thoughts on that one. So then we're gonna go ahead and transition this into gaming period. So you know what I'm
okay.
saying? You really made yourself a career out of this, so let's go ahead and take it back a bit. Top
Mhm.
3 favorite video games of all time for you.
And
Yeah,
that's
don't
always
gotta
so
be in a
tough.
particular order, but just 3 video games. You had no more. You can't play nothing else. This is it. These 3 discs.
All
If
right.
we, you know what I'm saying, that's what you got. What are they?
You know, I put a classic up there, Skyrim. It's an easy pick.
Those
Boy,
who know
that's
about
like,
that, yeah, I'm gonna say those who
yeah,
know
that
about
was,
that know about that. There's some real full-time job hours sunken into that game right there, boy. What
That's
Skyrim
yeah,
was.
bro. That was right around back when I first had met you. I remember our boy Christian. We would talk about that game every day. There's very few
Oh,
games
yeah.
that like I couldn't stop thinking about. Like whenever I wasn't playing Skyrim, all I was thinking about was what I was gonna do when I got back to that game. Whether it was like in class, washing dishes, like there's very few games that had a like grip on my life like Skyrim. So I always love Elder Scrolls 5. You know, I love Pokemon. I have to narrow out of the third, I guess. I'll say Pokemon Platinum, I guess, is a great one. That's probably up there
Okay.
for me.
Yeah.
And then one I mentioned earlier, I'll say Halo 2. I love Halo 2. That was my first like online multiplayer shooter.
It's a gold game.
Again, yeah, another game you talk about like long nights, staying up till the sun came up, just playing that game.
Is it a nostalgia thing, or is the game itself actually just that good to you?
It's definitely both. I mean,
Okay.
I'm sure if I played Halo 2 right now, I wouldn't like be like tripping over myself in
Oh
love with
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But it's the original for me, right? Like, I guess what put me on the like first person shooters. Without Halo 2, I probably never would have touched Call of Duty or Battlefield or any of that stuff that came after it.
That's tough.
Yeah, that was just my first. I mean, I know Halo 2 was like '04. I was still way too damn young to be playing that shit in '04, like 6 years old. But still,
When we all,
we were all weird.
yeah. That's insane
Yeah,
to think
for
about
sure.
though. Yo, imagine being 11 years old, like begging your parents to buy you GTA, like knowing good and well what goes on in that shit.
Yeah.
And then imagine your parents actually buying it for you
Bro,
at 11 years
yeah.
old.
Because they think it's just a video game.
Bro, my
They don't
parents
know.
knew. Bro, my parents knew about GTA, so I hit the finesse. I had to take the back door. I was like, "Well, it's a lesser version game called Saints Row that I think is I like. I'll go with that one."
Man.
And
Yeah,
shit, depending on
way
who you
worse.
ask, I was gonna say depending on who you ask, Saints Row is
Yeah.
arguably way worse than Grand Theft
Worse.
Auto. That shit is
Yeah, bro.
ridiculous. And speaking of games that had a grip on you, I know you might remember. I know you'll definitely remember this. And one, did you ever dabble with this game at all, Minecraft? When this game was ever like a thing, Minecraft.
That's the
I never could get into it.
I couldn't either, yo.
Well, I never
Man.
even tried it, honestly.
I
Really?
suck at building shit, man. That shit got on my that shit got on my ass. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
Man, it was just something about the amount of creativity and free flowing within that game of Minecraft. Boy, that shit grabbed generations. That grabbed generations.
I wonder how many architects came from that game, man. Like y'all get like
Probably
people that
a lot,
now are
man.
architects. Yeah, I wonder how many of them played like Minecraft back in the day.
That's a very valid point. And so
Yeah.
then, also question. So then, going back to when you're writing these articles, are you like playing all of these games in depth? And what is your like relate? Because there's a difference, and I know people who try to make their interest careers will know this, and that is there's a total difference than doing something for fun and now
Yeah.
I got a deadline to do this thing that I love. So what is your relationship with gaming like now? Do you still game as much? You game more? Do you game less?
Yeah, that's actually a good ass question because it does create some weird drawbacks, right? Because if you're like, I love video games, I could do this all day, every day. I'll be honest, like I do have days where like if I'm playing a game for work, I'll play a bunch of it, write about it, and I have nights where I'm like, I don't really feel like playing any games. Like I'll just pull it on like Netflix or a movie or something, and it's weird. I'm like, I can't believe I have that feeling as obsessively as I've played games over the last 20 years. But I mean, a lot of times, I mean, I'm lucky enough that I get to play a lot of games that I love. I get to play games like early, get to do cool shit like that. But there's a lot of games I play that aren't my cup of tea, where I gotta like really like trudge through it. And I mean, I was not to say that it's like hard work, that I'm suffering over here playing like non-fun video games. But I mean, I have some where once I'm done, I'm like, all right, I need to like break away from this shit for a few hours. So I do play a lot of games in my spare time. The most of the games I do play are for work at this point, unless it's like just leisurely like playing some shit to turn my brain off at 10 o'clock while I'm just talking to people online. So yeah, it gets a little weird.
What would be an example of both of those games? Actually, a game that you turn your brain off to, and a game that you'd have to just really trudge through. And not a particular game in particular, but like a style of game that you're just like, man, this is not fun.
Yeah. I mean, we all have genres we don't like. For me, it's anything like I never really got into. I don't even know. I guess you would say like any like anime based games. Like I've had to review like One Piece games that were based on One Piece. And as a work assignment, like I'll do it. I'll give it like my best serious effort. But I'm like, as I'm playing it, I'm like, I can feel my eyelids close. And I was like, I can't do this. I was like, I'm not into One Piece. Like the combat feels boring. I've like got to do 12 more hours of this to get to the story so I can give it an honest review. But then I mean,
think about that.
Yeah, it's crazy. You gotta do your due diligence.
Yeah, I was saying they gotta beat that.
You gotta play the whole you gotta beat the actual game. That's wild. Damn.
Yeah, you gotta put a lot into it. Which again, I mean, we in the internet era. I mean, I could listen to a podcast, I could watch a movie or listen to a show. It's not like again, I'm not suffering doing this stuff, but of course, I mean, we love shooters. Sports games are great. Although, I mean, 2K, man, those games they frustrate me now a lot more than they did 10 years ago. but yeah, even if it's just hopping into like a game of Fortnite or hopping on something simple that I can just play and chill and kind of relax with. More of my leisure games. I've liked Halo a lot. The new one, Infinite, is pretty good. So stuff like that is usually my comfort zone.
You still be dabbling with the Fortnite?
You know, I was messing with it a little bit when they removed the building. That was a big thing they did. And I've heard the quote a million times over the last few years, like, man, if they took out building, I might play it. I might give it a chance. So I've been dragging people on there to play with me over the last like few weeks. Got Malik back on there. Our boy Ryan got on the PlayStation.
Oh, whoa,
that's right.
Whoa, yeah, man. I was dabbling in the party the other day, and I heard people talking about playing Fortnite. I was like, yeah, I can have that building shit. And they was like, hey, they took it off. I said, oh, they did what?
It's back. It's back in a game mode. They separated the game modes again. So there's non-building and then there's building.
That's tough.
It is really interesting. It's really interesting as well. Do you have something?
No, because Don, I was really gonna ask you too. Well, I mean, Quinn really brought it up, but like just that whole, like just feeling of like, damn, like I don't like this is something that I'm doing every single day. When does it become like working? When does it become fun? So because your love, like, and one of your hobbies is gaming, now do you have to like try to create additional like outside hobbies so that way it's kind of like I'm not just like working my outside life aren't exactly the same 24/7. You see what I'm saying? So that way you don't drown yourself out.
Yeah, I think I've done that subconsciously. Like I don't think I did that like with that intention, but even over like the pandemic, which is when I started working full-time for Shack News in May 2020, I picked up hobbies. Like I started collecting like vinyls last year and records. Just something that I just kind of got into like on a whim, like 8-9 months ago, and now I've spent like $500 on records in the last year.
What made you get into vinyls?
You know, I had a moment where I was just like, I was on like Apple Music, and it was some album that I went to listen to. I forget what it was at this point. It was some old like album I had, and I went to click, and it was just like no longer available on Apple Music.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just, I guess it got pulled some like record label bullshit. And I just thought to myself, like, it's so crazy how like stuff just like they just take shit away. Like they, when it comes like all the streaming stuff, whether it's like music or movies, like we don't really own any of that stuff. Like you pay your subscription for Spotify or whatnot, but like if Drake, if Cash Money Records pulls all of Drake's albums off of like streaming services, they're just gone. Like you might find like rips on YouTube. If somebody got a CD, you played in your car, but like that, it's not as easily accessible as it feels. Like, yeah, that shit can all go up in smoke in a minute. And I mean, luckily, like Apple's not going out of business anytime soon. Spotify's not. But it's something in like the insecurity of having that, where it's like this music art that we treasure, or even like movies and TV, like you don't really own it, even if you rent it from a service. So I got into collective vinyls.
That's tough.
And it's dope. I mean, I started to get like all my favorite albums, and I was like, this is dope. Like I have this, I got my record player. As long as I have an outlet, like this shit is mine forever. Like for as long as I live and take care of my stuff, I'll always have my favorite tunes and beats, which is cool. The same thing with movies. Like
I was going to bring that up right after you as well. The movies aspect.
I like that. I really do like that too. Because I mean, like you said, because you saying that, and I was thinking, I was like, damn, you know what? Because I know I heard about Snoop, like just getting the ownership of Death Row Records, and it's like shortly afterwards, like they took a lot of his albums off Apple Music. And like now, you know, how, like sometimes they'll take it off, and then it'll be like it'll say like it'll like have the artist as like various artists or something like that, like unknown artists, but still be out there. And I was like, damn, what the fuck? I was like, why did I do that shit? I was like, bro, this is stupid. This is Doggy Style. What the fuck? Like, this is one of the main albums. So, but yeah, and you sitting there thinking, I'm like, yeah, like times like that, like, I'm sitting there wishing, like, damn, I wish I had like a CD or like had the vinyl. You know what I'm saying? So I really like that. I'm about to get me into doing vinyls, yo. Yeah.
Different.
Hey man, I haven't stopped with the movies joint either. Like I know I have that and books in particular. I know when I'm older, my book and movie collection, like I'm gonna have a room, the walls gonna be covered in all them joints. Cause I really
so you gonna have like Mike 2 on tape.
Right.
No, for real, bro, for real. Like on VHS, I'm gonna keep the VHS too. I'm gonna keep the VHS too. I'm gonna keep the Power Rangers VHS. I'm gonna keep it all.
Like my Street Ball on VHS. Come on, yeah. Come on, yeah.
Oh man,
I don't even want to know what that quality gonna look like, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to know what the Osmosis Jones quality look like either, too.
But we put the VHS in the VR. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying, man, you might get transferred. You might get transferred to a new world. That's all I'm saying.
I think it'd be a Ready Player One.
That was a great movie too, yeah.
It was a good movie, bro.
It was. I want to go and ask you actually, Dom, what was your experiences like at these in-person events when they were going on? You've been to 3-3s, and you know there's a lot of positive, a lot of negative that gets shown in both sides of these things. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy ass niggas up there, yeah.
And in the most odd ways, not even in like dangerous ways, but like weird ways. And then there's also really positive things where they showcase some of the greatest technology that's coming out, some of the most jaw-dropping game of the year games get highlighted. A lot of companies get a lot of exposure. So what was going to E3 like for really any or all those times?
I think there's like two really interesting angles to it. And the first one, like obviously I dreamed of doing stuff like that. I would watch people on YouTube, on like we used to talk about G4 and they would go to E3. I always wanted to do that. Never saw myself doing it anytime when I was young. I thought that'd be something I would do when I was like 40 and had the money to like fly myself out or whatnot. So getting to do it was really surreal, honestly, because I had never, when I went to E3, which is in LA, I'd never left the East Coast. The furthest I'd ever been from Maryland was Florida, like South Florida. So flying across the country, going to Los Angeles, it was almost like an out-of-body experience, like being down Staples Center, downtown LA was great.
Some lights hit you, I
know.
Lights hit you. They know they say, they say the weather in LA, when it hit your skin, you feel different. Yeah, that's what they say, yeah.
It was really crazy to be in the actual event because they hold it at the Los Angeles Convention Center, which is like literally behind Lakers Stadium. Like they share like pavement between them. So being in there was dope. Like I got to be in the crowd when they were showing off like gameplay for the new Spider-Man on PS4. When they revealed like Last of Us Part 2 gameplay, I was there. I got to like stand in line and play Smash Brothers like early at a Nintendo booth in 2018. And then of course the whole time, like the halls, it's mainly an industry event. They recently opened it to the public, but it was mainly like people that I knew from like YouTube, other writers, IGN, at booths, hosts from like YouTube channels I watched, Twitch streamers that I follow. So again, just very surreal, like being in that environment, not just being there, but being there like as a professional, like to work and interview people and cover. Is a crazy privilege, and I'm still like glad that I got to do it. And I think on the other side of it, just applies to E3, but more so like Comic-Con and PAX, more the like consumer fan oriented events. It's something like I know there's like the stigma where it's like you go to like gaming conventions and like everybody smells like body odor and everybody's like awkward and weird.
Neck
While like
beards with the ponytails.
Yeah. I won't sit here and tell you that's not the case. There are a lot of interesting characters that you meet at those kind of events. I will say there's something very honest and I guess welcoming about being at like Comic-Con or PAX East, because when you think about it, like everybody in that building, and you go to Comic-Con, there's like 10,000 people there walking through those halls, and like every single one of them are like diehard, passionate, in love with that shit. Like all of it. They live for it, they breathe it. And we've had those moments like as friends where we love a video game, we'll talk about a movie. But like we were still like in a school where like most people weren't like that, or people thought that shit was stupid. But like if you're at New York Comic Con, like there's not a single person in there that thinks like, oh yeah, you're dumb as hell for like watching that anime, or like that thinks, oh, that Marvel movie is stupid. Like it's a very inclusive and welcoming space. You can tell that everyone there is like being themselves like to a T, to their fullest, right? I find that very well.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
People can be themselves and be who they want to be in their own skin and feel like they're around people. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's definitely a dope experience.
No, the energy's got to be crazy.
It is. Yeah.
Body odor too. I know. I'm not gonna let that go. I know it's musty in that bitch. I know.
It's got its drawbacks, bro.
Yo, do you think you would ever go and dress up like and do like cosplay or anything like that? Yeah, think you would ever do that?
You know, I don't know. I don't see myself doing it, but I don't have anything against it. I think the cosplay stuff is really cool. When people do it, I just don't think I'm committed enough to put in the effort, unless it was like a really lazy like Halloween costume that I threw on. But a lot of cosplayers you see those events, that again, it's like they live and breathe that stuff. They're like up late at night, cutting like cardboard, running wires through the outfits and stuff, like actually making. Great.
I've seen the realistic. I've seen them.
I'm like, all right.
I've seen that stuff on YouTube. I've seen people make like functioning Iron Man suits, and it's like, what?
You better start me out there.
Yeah, bro.
Like, I know you make
bro, they stand there, they put their arm out on the mask, really close on their face. Like, wow, you built that. Holy shit.
That's beyond me. That's beyond me, man.
That passion is, like you said, that passion is unmatched. And so we've.
You ever seen?
Oh, go ahead, Jamie.
Oh no, I was just you ever see Spider Cuz there, yo? No, Spider Cuz, he be Spider Cuz he at there.
Nah, man, it's funny. Like when I go to New York Comic Con, obviously you gotta go through New York City to get there, but I never really like leave the convention center that much. I'm very much like in like Midtown. I don't really do too much. I don't do too much adventuring, exploring. Where I don't know if I really plan to. New York.
You don't really.
Yeah, listen, yo.
I know.
Listen,
yo. If I was out there, I would.
Man. That's all I'm gonna say. Look, you ain't been in New York City. You ain't been in New York City unless a nigga pass you his CD on the street, you know what I'm saying? And then you gotta get some drums played in your face before you go home.
Bro, they be right outside the convention center with CDs, like shameless, bro. Like I remember I was there last year because they had brought it back, and I was going to find some food, and I'm walking, and this is how they used it with the CD was like, yo, bro, it like put play I was like, oh, I'm good, man. I was like, no, I think I'm straight, bro. I'm good. It's like, oh, all right. I'm like, yo, they do not care.
He's about to put that shit in your pocket for you. Yeah,
they just try to get some plays, man. They just trying to get some plays. Holy shit!
But New York's great.
That's wild.
Yeah, I did it. I passed my CD out.
I think I definitely prefer LA. I mean, I like New York. I have family that lives in Queens, and I've gotten to like hang out over there a bit.
Hey, shout out Jamaica.
Yeah, there you go, Jamaica Queen. Yeah, man.
Shout out Jamaica.
Jesus.
But I like it though, New York, like out like Queens and Flushing is dope. But LA is a different. I don't know. It's a different kind of place, and maybe I'm saying that from again a place of like privilege because when I went to LA, it was all like everything was taken care of. They put us in like the nicest hotels. Yeah, so my experience was very like tailored to being
LA,
good. Like, yeah,
it is LA though. It's LA.
It's funny you say that.
When you're there.
It's funny you say that, Jay, because just this week I heard somebody say something about LA. They were like, the areas that you see that are like that, that's it. Apparently, according to these cats out of LA, they said that's it. The shit that you be seeing the pictures of and all the nice stuff, the nice area is it. That's all that's nice in LA.
Listen.
I've never been, so I'm asking.
We ain't talking about Long Beach. We ain't talking about Crenshaw. We ain't talking about
we
ain't talking about none of that. We talking about Los Angeles, nigga. Sunset Boulevard. Las Vegas Boulevard.
You talking about like downtown and West Hollywood, like
Hollywood. That's it. We not going.
I've never no Rosecrans.
Hey man, I understand. You right because there's a difference between New York and New York City. So hell, I got you.
It's definitely like a whiplash though being out there, because you will be where there's like the bright lights in the Beverly Hills homes where you're like whoever lives there makes like $1 million a year, blah blah, and you will make like one turn down the street and there's like 20 tents lined up, and it's like a community of homeless people that live like in the shadow of that $4 million house, and it's like it don't really like mess with it'll mess with your head for a little bit when you see it, because you're like, that is like fucking crazy when people talk about that system, but it's hard to live out there. Like literally, like it's hard to live. Everything is so expensive. Food is living. If you can't afford to just hop on a flight and move to a cheaper place, it's pretty wild how shit is out there. So it's definitely a realer side, a grittier side to Los Angeles. I mean, that's most major cities, but it's definitely affordable there.
This is a fact. This is a fact. And so we've covered with the gaming, and then we've also talked, dabbled in the sports a little bit. So then let's transition to movies. And I want to ask you, what's your top 3 favorite movies?
Don't ask Juan what his top 3.
Because we've gone over this question before as our so
I gotta ask him after I put a spot. I gotta hear his.
My movies build character, man.
All right,
we'll go through those in a bit here.
Yeah, all kids' movies build character. Yeah.
Chill, man. My favorites. It's hard. It's another one like games where it's like you ask me any day of the week. It's probably a different order, but I think my favorite movie of all time is probably still Jurassic Park, 1993. I love that movie. It's nostalgia, but not just that. I watched that movie. I watch it every year, and I'm like, that movie is so good, bro. You look at like the special effects. That shit is scary. It's interesting with the science fiction angle to it. It asks you real world questions, like what if they did some shit like this? Because every day it feels like some shit like that could really happen. And me and my mom we used to watch that movie a million times. So Jurassic Park is definitely my favorite movie. Up there in that top 3, I'd probably put the original Scream to stay in the 90s. I love horror movies, but I love you knew that was coming. But I love slashers. And Scream is one of those movies where, like, as a kid, it scared the shit out of me, but as like a teenager, I kind of like reclaimed that fear and went back and watched those movies and kind of fell in love with them. I love what Wes Craven did with those. Him coming off like Nightmare on Elm Street. I think Scream's awesome, so that's probably my top 3 as well. Yeah. And then my third one is a million directions I could go with that one. Like, part of me wants to say like Empire Strikes Back, 'cause I love Star Wars. But then I think like an indie, I could say like Sing Street if I wanted to be like more recent and throw like an indie in there. I loved like the Harry Potter movies growing up. I'll keep it simple, say like Empire Strikes Back for now, just because of the influence that series had on me.
I can't let him cap. I cannot let him cap.
Go ahead.
Nah, because his favorite Star Wars movie, he told me, it's Revenge of the Sith. That's his favorite Star Wars movie.
I didn't say those words to you, man.
Revenge of the Sith.
You got me mistaken with Schweig Russian, bro. That is not me. I like Revenge of the Sith, though. I fuck with that movie.
You did tell me that shit the other day.
I might have told you that in like 2007, but not in 2022. I think it's a couple better Star Wars movies than that. I'd probably put Empire Strikes Back.
How do you actually feel about the new trilogy? What's your take
on the
on
newest ones they did?
Yeah.
I love The Force Awakens. Force Awakens is one of my favorite Star Wars movies as well. I got that right up there with Empire Strikes Back. Last Jedi I thought was great. Did some really interesting stuff. And then Rise of Skywalker I thought was not very good, which is the very last one they did in 2019. I thought that was pretty mid, if I'm being honest. But
compared to the first one, definitely like the one they did before it, definitely.
But before we get too far from the topic, I'm curious. I want to know what Juan's favorite favorite movie.
No, we wasn't gonna skip over that. We wasn't gonna skip over.
It's like, honestly, it seems like it's at least 2 or 3 times a month I have to defend. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
My movie choices, and both of them they never let the shit slide, man. The third one can be like swapped out, but I'm gonna just start with number 1. Your movies I ain't got no problem with your shit, you know what I'm saying? But your movies were lacking character, and mine have both. Okay, both of my movies have the characteristics and fundamentals that help develop youth. You know what I'm saying? And these are movies that stuck with me through my childhood up until today. Number 1, from a very famous man, a very popular man at the moment, Will Smith's very own Pursuit of Happiness. How can you go wrong?
It's a great movie.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Niggas be hating. You know
wait,
what I'm saying?
just wait.
Number 2.
Okay.
Chris.
Number 2, we have another man that just so happens to be famous right now in the very same incident.
And
he played an animated movie called Osmosis Jones.
Okay. There we go. There we go.
Hey, look, I love throwback. Bro, I love I probably wouldn't say that it was in my own personality, but I love Osmosis Jones. I was just talking about that movie to my coworker like last week because we were talking about like Bill Murray, and I was like, whenever I see him, I think of Osmosis Jones because he was the dude when it was in his body.
Right.
It's about the status of top 3, man. It's about the status of top 3.
It's funny because like years after another comedian tried to have his own movie with little people inside of them. The movie was called Dave. Didn't hit the same at all. If y'all know what movie that is.
Wasn't that with Eddie Murphy?
Yeah. That was the
Eddie
movie
Murphy.
Eddie Murphy, and he had like the little people inside of him. They tried. They really wanted to be Osmosis Jones, but they failed. Anywho,
that was the goalpost. That was the goalpost.
That's what they tried to hop over, dude. The Osmosis Jones.
The third one that can be swapped out for. It can be either swapped out with probably Next Friday or Johnson Family Vacation. God. It can be swapped out for either one of those two. Both of those are funny.
Jesus Christ,
Family Vacation.
Okay, I was thinking of something else. I was thinking of something totally different for the last one. I was thinking carry on. Carry on. Carry on. I was thinking something else.
Now, my parents loved Johnson's Family Vacation. We used to watch that all the time.
Hilarious, bro.
Yeah.
Wasn't there some demented movie called about the Johnson family?
Oh, bro, you talking about the strange thing about the
That's
Johnsons,
what I was thinking about. That's what I was thinking about when he's. That's what I was thinking about when you said Johnson. That's the first thing came to my mind. I was like,
hell no.
Quinn, like the guy that made a movie I think you like in Hereditary. It's the same dude. And Midsummer, like it's the same dude. Bro. That's a sick individual.
It is.
I ain't gonna lie. No, Quinn, you're a sick individual.
I never denied this, man. I never denied this, man.
You did not. No. You did not tell me you was sick and twisted like that, yo. You did not tell me. I had nightmares. Yo. I had to sleep with the lights on after that shit. Yo, it was terrifying.
It's funny because I can't see like the boy, like when he was whoever the actor was when he played himself as like the boy. I can't see him in anything else besides that role, like that movie.
There's certain roles that'll do that to you, man. There's certain roles that'll do that to you. I can't say. I gotta say the same thing for like damn, I can't even pronounce his last name. Like John Krasinski.
Krasinski,
yeah.
Jim.
I can't take him out of Jim. I can't look at him. I like A Quiet Place too, but like, I can't take him out of Jim. I can't. I just every time I look at him, I just gotta look at like the imaginary camera every time I see him. I'm like,
this is Jack Ryan on Amazon Prime, right?
Yeah,
he wasn't Jack Ryan.
Yeah, that too.
Yep. I remember that. with Harry Potter. Daniel Radcliffe can't do shit. People always gonna see him as Harry Potter.
There's a couple cats like that. Oh yeah.
Oh no, yo, the most infamous one. Yo, I feel so bad for this man, yo, Jaleel White, yo. Oh man, yo, he gonna be Uncle forever, yo.
Urkel for life. Jaleel White.
Yeah, exactly. You ain't know because he didn't do shit else.
You seen him out in the street? You'd have called him Steve Urkel.
Yeah, I knew it was bad for him when I seen him as a cameo in Big Fat Liar. Yo, I was like, oh god, yo, that the movie, what's his name, yo? What's the little white kid's name, yo?
Frankie Muniz.
Frankie Muniz, yeah. This movie, Big Fat Liar. I was like, this nigga doing a cameo. Oh, that's bad, Joe. It's terrible.
Although somebody who's breaking the stigma for me now is dude who played Chris and Everybody Hates Chris. I'm trying to think of Tyler, yeah, I was just about to say it. Tyler James Williams.
Shout out to Abbott Elementary.
I was gonna say he's starting to break that for me now. Because that Abbott Elementary joint, that joint's a hit, boy. That joint is funny as hell.
Yeah, funny as hell.
I'll be cracking up watching that joint.
That shit hilarious. I can't lie, man.
We gonna end this one off with a couple debate questions, and well, not really so much. First was not so much a debate, but the first was just a genuine question. We seen a video on Twitter a couple weeks, I think last week or last weekend, and it was a group of doctors doing like a physical checkup on a gorilla. This gorilla was asleep, had the tubes all in his mouth, was knocked out on the table, and everybody was saying, "Bruh, if this gorilla wakes up, this room it's over. There's no cover. This nigga's wrecking shit. He's turning into King Kong." So my question to the panel: one gorilla, how many human beings barehanded would it take to kill the gorilla?
Ooh, we fucking Silverback,
king of the, you know what I'm saying, king of the group, king of the pride, the big nigga. This nigga, him. How many barehanded human beings do you think it would take to kill one gorilla?
Yeah, what was that video? Oh, the Silverback gorilla in this
this. I'm the only Silverback gorilla who can look like he can play on the NFL team on any given Sunday.
Man, you gonna have to give me like 25 dudes probably before I feel remotely comfortable.
You gonna need a classroom? You gonna need a classroom of cats? 25?
Yeah, and you're right. It might not be enough because the thing about fighting a gorilla is even if you add up everybody's strength, like you got to think the first like 9 people that approach the gorilla are never gonna have the chance to even exert the strength. Like as soon as they like. Half the group's not even gonna get an honest chance.
Bro, hey,
because then you imagine like just like you said, like the first 9 people are done. He gets 2 people from the first 9 that are knocked out, grab both like leg by leg, and swings in a fucking
Juan, we're here. Juan, we're here with it. Juan, we're here with it. I said that exact thing in text. I was like, bro, the gorilla's grabbing one human, and that's gonna be a bat for like the next 3. And he's
spinning around in circles on some ballerina shit, like knocking the motherfuckers down, bro. Like
y'all issue is that you're not choosing the right people, yo. Y'all don't have the right people in mind. See,
go ahead, Javen. How many people you got to need?
Listen, for one, give me that dancing gorilla, that nigga that be dancing all the time. Yo, give me him. The nigga that be out here pop locking
that be dancing.
Give me him. Give me Terry Crews. You know what I'm saying? Like I need a couple of them niggas, yo. We gonna be straight.
All right, go ahead, bro.
So how many people? Give me a rough number. How many? What number of people? You Terry Crews and the dancing gorilla.
Right. Give me the expendables.
Yeah, you need the expendables. Yeah.
Listen. Feel me? If we get the those type of those type of people, and myself, because I'm tenacious. I ain't gonna quit. I might get knocked down.
You better get in there last. It's like Royal Rumble, bro. You the last fighter on the card, bro.
Hey, bro, that's probably the funniest shit I've
heard. Nah, that shit crazy.
I'm tenacious.
That's gonna be your headstone, bro. Tenacious.
Nah, for real.
Bro,
no,
somebody gotta have a heart, yo.
Oh,
somebody
shit,
gotta
that's
have heart, yo.
hilarious.
It's gonna have to be me. Somebody gotta have heart.
Yo,
Listen,
I'm
like six of
actually
us, yo.
crying.
Six.
Yo, that is hilarious.
Six of us, yeah. We got it.
6
Six
of
of
y'all.
us.
Well, that's
Bruh.
a tall task, man. Y'all need to ask Lee
That
Green.
is, bro.
Whew.
That's the guy that said he could take on a gorilla by himself. He said 1-on-1.
Oh yeah, we call him Lee Green
yeah.
now. Yeah, Lee Green, Romeo Kojo. We calling you out.
We
You know what I'm
added
saying?
you
We
in the
need
post
you.
of this. We gonna need you. We gonna need you out here on this defense
Need
force,
you.
my boy.
I gotta hear that opinion.
Oh, I'll say probably. I agree with you. I think it'd probably be like
6.
I say like 30. Nah. I'm agreeing
Nah.
with them too. I'm gonna say you probably need like 30 kills. And like the first 10 aren't even actually like fighting worthy. Like they're just like y'all gotta bro, y'all gotta wear the gorilla out. Y'all gotta wear the gorilla out some way. He gotta get tired swinging somebody around and ripping somebody's arm off. But after all that, after he exerts some energy, I'm gonna come in with the coconut and put him down.
The coconut. But that coconut, yeah. That coconut will do some damage, yeah. Yeah, you gonna be mad as hell when that shit split open and he looking at you like
it's crazy.
Yeah, he gonna look at you like yeah, you gonna be dead, Joe.
I can't even imagine a situation where somebody actually gets one good like fucking hit on like the gorilla's jaw. Like even if that happens, he's not going to sleep at that. He's not going to sleep.
He's probably gonna get more mad and go crazy.
Why would you put yourself in that position?
Square up with the gorilla, you bob a wild ass swing, and then you come up and uppercut him. Well, you might mess around, break something on your hand.
My ass, I'm gonna be in there like SpongeBob on that episode, Joe, with Chip, Napkin, and Penny. Yo, he was in there. They was getting torn up by that gorilla. He was getting torn up. Someone's gonna come outside. That nigga was fucking. I was like, hell no. Keep my ass inside.
And then the second one is actually a rather a debate one, but we'll keep it relatively short because this one's been going on for. Again, probably I was gonna say probably close to like a decade once again. Yeah, close to that. I need a reason why after the fact as well.
Yeah.
Batman, Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? Batman's coming out the coffee shop, Spider-Man swing down. Hey, fuck nigga. I heard you was talking crazy.
Yeah.
Batman dropped the coffee, look at him, let's get it popping. Who's winning and why?
It's funny. Actually,
first of all,
what's up?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's funny. I applied for an internship. Yeah, no, he got that opinion. He got I think he got some bullshit, bro. Cooking over there. I had applied to an internship at college, and it was like before I got to Shaq News, and they asked that question on the application. It was the end. It was the last one. It was like, who would win in a fight between Batman and Spider-Man, and why? And I like filled up the whole field writing about that shit. But bro, what y'all keep like what the foundation of this argument? And you was talking about a non-super powered individual fighting against somebody with superhuman strength, reflexes. The nigga could climb walls. He got webs. He could jump. He literally has super senses. He can feel shit is coming towards him before he sees it, man. You literally can't see him.
God.
Versus the
Batman went to Oxford. Power of knowledge is infinite. The power of knowledge is infinite. He would have already had a plan. That's why I was upset. That's why I was upset because niggas talk about so he's like, oh yeah, when he drops his coffee, that ain't even gonna happen because he already know. He already knew that he was gonna be there. He's not gonna be startled.
He already know that man's name. He already know about his dead parents. You know what I'm saying? He knows every single thing, bro.
All I'm saying is Spider-Man gonna drop down upside down from a web and try to like tap him on the shoulder. It's gonna be a cardboard fallout. You know what I'm saying? Batman gonna be behind him. Batman gonna be behind him talking about some you ain't like yo.
He gonna know he's there. He gonna sense him behind him. Here's the thing, right? I get Batman is like a brilliant character, but this is what kills me about the Batman arguments. Everybody talks about his intellect. Man, Spider-Man is not a dumbass. He went to school too. Peter Parker is one of the smartest damn characters. He's a scientist. He's not a dumbass.
I guess, but he's not.
If you want to be realistic about it, it did look like in the first couple ones. You know what I'm saying? Peter Parker looked like he was about 25 in the 10th grade. So we want to be. How smart is that, dog? I don't know.
Look, Spider-Man then fought gods in space just like everybody else, bro. He been out there, but here's my thing, right? I do like Batman a lot. I just feel All right, first of all, if you talking comics, man, everybody died. Bro, everybody has died in the comics before, man.
Yo,
I'm saying Batman in comics before, bro.
All I'm saying is, cinematically, all I'm saying is Batman was inside of a ticking time bomb. It blew up, and he's still alive.
That's that good old fashioned plot armor right there.
Plot armor is undefeated. Cannot deny that.
If you break it down like on some durability type shit, it's been multiple times, even in the comics. Batman done beat the dog shit out of Superman. Who the fuck has Spider-Man fought that's really up there like that?
That's fair.
On some Superman level type shit though.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But I mean, Superman has a weakness though. Like Superman has a specific weakness that Batman can like study. But there's no kryptonite for Spider-Man. I mean, you could.
It is.
Whoa! There it is.
Boy.
Whoa! Hold on now. Let me go ahead and slide on into this conversation here. I've thought about this extensively. I've stayed up countless nights. Bro. I've stayed up countless nights. I've been, you know what I'm saying? There are many times I've called out of work to smoke a cigar and really jot down notes about this kind of stuff, man. I really had to figure out what was going on, trying to figure out how it lived. And after my countless research, after paying many a psychics and gaming professionals, the true answer I've come down to, the singular way my second favorite to first favorite hero could win is if Batman got his hands on the symbiote. If he became black suit Batman and evaded that spider sense, he's touching Spider-Man the hell up. He's whooping that boy's ass. But outside of that, I gotta go with Spider-Man as much as I love Batman. I can't deny all that intellect goes out the window when a nigga punch you in the face with the force of a truck.
The only thing Batman has to do is walk up to that little nigga Peter Parker, start dissing his dead homies, Uncle Ben, Aunt May. He ain't even gonna think straight. You know what I'm saying?
He gonna level up because he gonna go Super Saiyan.
He gonna be reminiscing. You know what I'm saying? Bruce Wayne, on the other hand, that nigga parents been dead for years. You know what I'm saying? He done came to grips with this shit. You know what I'm saying? So as Peter Parker is caught off guard,
touch him up after that. Go ahead, put a couple on him.
He done.
He gonna get the dissing him. Look, it's situational, man. If you give Batman the right tools, like Quinn is saying with like the symbiote, you start drawing them those like that help in there for him, then it's a different fight. But like as Quinn posed the question, he said Batman's walking out of a coffee shop, that nigga's dead. If he's walking out of a coffee shop and Spider-Man springs off the building above him and slams him into the concrete, then that's the end of the fight. But
hold on.
Is Spider-Man breaking out of the Legion of Assassins?
Hell no. He ain't never met a nigga named Ra's al Ghul before. He not like that, bro. He is not like that, bro.
Look, is Spider-Man breaking out of the prison that Batman broke out of in Dark Knight Rises?
Yes, because Spider-Man can crawl on walls, nigga. He gonna climb out.
Ironically, he wouldn't just climb out. He would just
the same way.
First of all, that's cheating. Secondly,
right.
Okay, there you go. Got you. No, I got you.
He got to get it out the mud like everybody else in that bitch. Yeah.
Exactly.
You know
yep. Mm-hmm.
That is one thing I will say Batman got, aside from the intellect. I think not even the intellect, because like you said, Spider-Man's equally as smart. It's just I guess Batman would be more battle tested.
All right,
I think Batman has the combat experience and intellect, and his style of intellect is very applicable to the situation as well.
All right, yeah, you see.
How many people come back from a broken back? You know what I'm saying? How many people can?
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you who wouldn't have is me, boy. The way Bane split his shit, bro. That's one of my favorite moments, bro.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say that's like top tier disrespect right there. He was talking shit the whole fight and still broke that nigga's back. He was talking shit the whole fight.
I might be able to entertain Spider-Man a little bit as soon as he go fight Vin Diesel with a Bane mask. Then I might be able to consider some shit. But until he does that, nope.
Last thing I'm gonna say about it, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all fun and games until Spider-Man gotta fight somebody that he need to solve a riddle for. Then who he gonna call?
Oh, brother.
Exactly. When he got solve some riddles.
I forgot Batman's greatest foes, the niggas that's telling jokes in telling riddles.
Hey,
the nigga with a crowbar standing on the balcony.
hey.
Oh
The
man.
laughing gas.
I was going to say his biggest villain. Yeah. his biggest villains, yeah, they definitely are some psychos. Like in the truest sense of the word. Like they just some nut
psych word
jobs.
escapees.
Like get to whoop
Mental and
their ass and
emotional
drop them
pain is
back
just
off
as
in the front
important.
door.
I'm just saying, bro. Y'all saw him struggle against the Green Goblin with the little gadgets he had. Imagine what the fuck he gonna do with Batman.
Hey, Green Goblin was blowing niggas up. But Green Goblin was turning niggas into dust in that first fight.
He was.
He threw that bomb and they all turned the skeletons, bro. He was not playing. But you know what? I feel like that'd be the true test. Let them swap places and spend a day in each other's shoes, right? Let Spider-Man take on all of the Batman villains. Let Batman fight all Spider-Man's villains. And we will see what happens.
Hey man, all I gotta say, give Batman the key word, give him some prep time, and then I think he'll be able to go toe to toe with any of them villains. And prep time is the end all be all of the conversation, man. You know what that
it's my last suggestion, yo. I just thought of the greatest thing in the world, yo. All right. So if they make let's say I know they're redoing this whole Batman thing, right? Yo, y'all guys are gonna be like, this is so amazing, genius. Imagine if they make the Batman and Robin series again, and as Robin, they hire the survival nigga. Yo, come on, bro.
You talking about the nigga from Detroit?
The survival guy. The crowd saver.
Put him at Robin.
Yo.
He's gonna be undefeated, bro.
You know, Spider-Man be getting fucked up when he got to face multiple people at a time. It's proven. It's proven.
Bro.
Am I lying?
No. I'm not gonna lie to you, Javen. That definitely knocked a little bit off the movie, and we're not even the movie for Well, I spoil a little bit of that movie, but Batman as well, just in general. It really did knock it down a little bit when you see that man get a gun pointed in his face, and it's like ain't shit he can do except get his noggin blown off. It's like, well. You got me. You got me.
That's a calculated move. That's a calculated move.
Let's just talk about this. You know?
I know. I know. I just made like all of your coworkers paraplegic from here on out. But let's talk about this before you go ahead and pull that trigger. Well, thank you, Donovan, for your time. Oh, go ahead, Javen.
Oh no, that's it, man. Listen, I ain't.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Donovan, for your time, and Gil, I give you the opportunity to plug anything you want to go ahead and plug. Anything you got going on, anything social media wise, go right ahead, throw that in there.
No, man, thank you for having me on. That flew by. I feel like we was doing this for like 20 minutes. Yeah, as y'all were so cool to put on like the banner there, I noticed. I'm on Twitter, Donimals_. It's like Danimals, the yogurt. It's a corny name my friend came up with in like sophomore year, and I just never changed it. And it stuck.
You're welcome, bro.
Yeah. We're not gonna go too much further into that, Quinn. I see the face you made, bro. But you know, that's where you can find me. Then shacknews.com. You can see all of the stuff I write, stuff me and my coworkers do over there. I really appreciate it. But that's it. That's everything I got for you, man.
Oh, man. We appreciate you, man, coming on to the platform.
Yeah, bro. Thank you. Anytime, bro. Y'all just let me know, man. That was a lot of fun.
Most definitely, man. All right, guys. Y'all heard his tags. Don't get at him. That is a very, very important man on this gaming scene. Thank you guys for listening to this week's episode. Inside
For more Inside Wolf content, make sure to subscribe and make sure to hit that link tree in our bio to bring you to all our platforms. Let's get it.